Good, buddy. I'm just filming something here. Yeah, so there's the camera, and then there's the laptop, and the laptop is feeding live to Facebook, and then the camera above is going to capture a video, and then I'm going to put it on YouTube. And what I'm doing now is I'm meditating, and then I'm going to get up and perform. What you drinking?
Huh?
What are you drinking?
Coffee.
Nice.
Drink strong stuff, coffee.
That's right.
I thought you guys went home.
No, man. We're here for a couple more days.
Well,
Yeah. Careful on the wire up there.
I seen the chairs, extra chairs out there, and I thought, where did he come from? Avenue. Yeah. Take her dog down. We sit over here watching. Take the dog out. The rest I'm going to wait till next week. Jerry.
there's an oasis. It's very hard to find. A lot of people are going to tell you that the oasis is inside. They're going to be partially correct. But if it were raining daggers all around you, how could it be an oasis? Again, people who prioritize spiritual realization and use it to colonize every facet of reality are hard-pressed to answer, how could we be in an oasis if it were raining daggers? Right? If the sky were full of betrayal, if the world were full of black licorice and we hated black licorice, and yet there's something inside of us that can deal. And that's the oasis, even if the sky is full of betrayal, it's raining daggers, and those black licorice trees sprouting up from the ground, and all of our food is impalatable. And everywhere we go, we're monitored and regulated. How could we be in oasis? An oasis is a safety. An oasis is a refuge. Oasis is relative to suffering. If there were no suffering, then there would be no oasis. Let's say you just have 25 people on the planet. Keep it simple. And every single one of them has a different version of oasis. And they won't stop until they get their version of oasis. So the path to oasis is paved with dominance and oppression. Just for 25 people. They started off with an idea of oasis because the reality of being only 25 people on the planet was so brutal. If they got together over the last remaining campfire, they were cooking s'mores. The last batch of Hershey's chocolate bars and marshmallows and graham crackers. And maybe it was their last bundle of firewood. There was no more lighter fluid, and matches were running low. 25 people, the last 25 people on the planet, are sitting here, coming to terms with their predicament. One of them raises their hands. Hey, I've got an idea. He's emaciated. He's not looking good. Haggard, wizened, harried by the elements. When was the last time he had food? Hey guys, I got an idea. Why don't we build an oasis? I'm tired. So imagine everything that you know is gone. You're gone. Imagine that you're gone. and that 25 people you don't know are the last remaining humans on this planet, because COVID-19 was a scam. And it made human beings so upset when they realized the globalist agenda to subjugate the human race that they outright rebelled against all authority. Democrats, Republicans in the United States, and the warring factions in every country, it all collapsed because humanity saw the dominance hierarchy. They realized that all of it was based on deception, that everything they'd been told in school were lies, and their media lies. Everything was fake news. And so this pseudo-virus became a real contagion in the sense that humanity just started all out apocalypse, because the very fiber tissue of civilization had been ripped asunder, torn asunder. "25 people, that's it. You can imagine what it was like just to be one of those final 25. And it's not that they're superlatively gifted. They weren't more brutal, better at surviving in the wild, because even the survivalists and the woodsmen and the huntsmen, after a while, they went after each other too. Because what essentially occurred is that people stopped trusting anyone. Once they realized they couldn't trust the authority above them, the superiors and the dominance hierarchy, they couldn't trust each other. Sure, families were fine, but then families brutalized other families in a mad scramble for territory and resources. And now we have the final 25 trying to figure out how to create an oasis together. And then they have their 25 iterations of oasis. They can't agree on heaven. You'd think that after watching the extermination of the human race, they'd have the humility, but they were mad, they were possessed, frothing and foaming at the mouth. And maybe there was some deeper virus, but not a virus in the sense that we've been taught, but more like what indigenous cultures would call wetiko, which is just a madness of the soul that takes over. And so just 25 people can't even work together. They all have their versions of oasis, and they start to subvert one another. Even if they form a temporary alliance with 2 or 3 other people, they can't hold it. They betray one another. Why? Why can they not cooperate? Why must it be ceaseless competition? And so they keep fighting. And then the last human being is left. One man. One man. Beard like my own. Blue eyes like my own. Brown hair. Army jacket. Good looking. Smart. Funny. Charismatic. Creative. Talks a lot. Imagine being the last man on the planet, watching all of the humans kill themselves and each other because they can't figure out how to live without authority. But then when they realize that that authority is complete bogus and insidious and tremendously evil and bent on subjugating them, then they don't know how to live at all. The one man who's left is almost omniscient now. He's seen everything, and it's all collapsed in 20 years. 20 years, Wetiko blasted through the human race. Now it's just me and the planet, by ourselves. The great thing about it is I don't have any more trust issues. There's nobody who can betray me now. I'm in my oasis without all these horrible human beings who have their plots and stratagems and their designs to take my resources. Now I will admit, that I did the same thing and I just happened to survive. And now that I'm alone, I'm wondering, was it worth it? I've got to die at some point anyways. Why not die 20 years ago? And spare myself the last 20 years, because it's been barbaric. I do appreciate the nature. The sounds, the crumbling buildings, watching everything subject to decay. And I wonder if there's anything that can happen now. What can happen on a planet of one person? Am I going to get attacked by a lion? Are aliens going to come out of the sky? How do I know it's only me? I mean, if you're listening carefully in this video, you can hear sounds over there. I can see smoke over there. How do I know? It's not just another human being and I'm wrong. And then I've got to go talk to that human being and create an oasis with that human being. And I've got a dialogue, get on the same page, establish good faith, assure myself that this is someone who can be trustworthy going forward. Now and there, I hear human beings talking now. So it looks like my plan for Oasis isn't gonna work. Because my plan was basically no more humans. Let them all kill each other off and I'll be the last one. But apparently some people over there are not keen to follow my plan. They're not in alignment with my plan. And so what am I gonna do? I'm gonna come up with a new plan. A new oasis, a new way to dominate reality with my vision of utopia. My vision of utopia will tell me what to do in all circumstances. And if people don't like me, or if people don't want to be with me, if people don't want to join my oasis, well, they can screw off. I know what's right for me. It should come as no surprise that I've been at this for a while. This is not my only video. I go through rough drafts after rough drafts. I keep formulating a master plan for reality. I keep formulating a strategy for the next few decades. And then I run up against a brick wall. can't handle the reality. The people don't want to conform to my vision of utopia. And I get upset with them. And I walk away. And I go deep into the woods and I cry. I wail, I tear my hair out. In my mind, I've been doing this for too long. I need something new. All these mental sketches are not getting me where I want to go, which is greater communion with human beings. See, that's the issue. My version of Oasis is a kind of communion with people. Well, they don't betray one another, and they're trustworthy, and there's no deception, and they're cooperative. But every single time I try to live that way, I get people who don't want to do it the way I tell them. I'm like, I know what's best for you. I know what's best for me. I know what's best for humanity. Do as I say. Communion. Be loving. Respect my authority. Do what I say. Be in harmony and communion. And they're like, no, no. They pull out the daggers and they come for me. They're like, we hate authority, you're a fascist. And I try to tell them I'm only controlling them for the good. That my version of the good is the best version of the good. I've got years of research and I've got a few degrees to prove it. But you know what they say, and they say this, all of the humans that I've encountered, thousands over the years, they're just like, I am entitled to my sovereignty. It doesn't matter what you promise me. If you're going to have me relinquish my sovereignty, then you can F off. And I tell them, I'm like, listen, man, we've got a relationship here. We know each other. We're friends. Or I thought we were friends. But the other people who want to control you, they want to strip you of your sovereignty. I know who you are. So when I control you for the greater good, you can come back and give me feedback. You can tell me the time of day if you don't like my plan. And they're like, yeah, I'm telling you the time of day now. And I said, well, I know what's best for you. I know what's best for me. You haven't done the research, the investigation, the empirical analysis. And I gotta tell you, man, we can either do this the smart way or we can do it by gunpoint. Needless to say, my versions of Oasis have gone through 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, 5.0, 6.0. All I can say is that I am somebody who doesn't give up, that I'm going to keep cranking out these oases, these operating systems, as long as I can, as long as I can keep going. Because it's not looking too good. It's looking pretty bad. If I were to be the only human being dedicating my life to coming up with versions of oases, one after another, until I die, at some point, I'm gonna come up with an oasis that I don't have to enforce by gunpoint, that I don't have to mandate upon the masses. Are you entitled to your sovereignty?
must I mandate an oasis for you?